Grayson started the episode in the stairwell. This is, he had flashbacks to being stabbed there. Obviously, has some PTSD from that. Even though he was able to heal from that stabbing rather quickly. Happy Friday, fellow Beyond the Gates viewers. Here to talk about today's Friday episode of the show. And I'm not gonna call it a filler Friday, actually, even though it wasn't the most eventful episode. It was one of the better episodes this week, in my opinion. Because if anyone who's been watching my reviews this week can't tell, I did not enjoy this week overall. But today seemed like a step in the right direction. And I think next week is looking, actually, dare I say, good? Hopefully that's not just wishful thinking, but let's break down today's episode first. Jacob and his gun started the episode when someone was at the door. Luckily, it was just Smitty, who said he wasn't tailed. Jacob told Smitty that Joey pulled his goons, or that's what Elon told to Jacob, but we know that Joey did not pull his goons yet. So I'm still wondering how exactly Joey is going to play into this storyline. They were wondering if Leslie could be involved in this at the free clinic, if that's where the movement is going. Smitty wonders if she could be doing Joey's dirty work since they were founding the free clinic together, but Jacob doesn't think that Joey is the Impaler because he would have ended them recently, because Joey kind of knows what Smitty's up to now because he's been tailing Smitty. Jacob then got a call from Ren about a movement that's coming in, and Jacob and Smitty feel like they are getting close to blowing this whole operation up. In fact, they think they're going to be able to do it tomorrow night. Jacob called Elon to let him know about this big meeting at the warehouse tomorrow, which that's where it seems like it's all going to go down. I think we are going to have somewhat of a climax to this Impaler storyline, which I hope so, because I'm ready for it to be over, or at least pretty much over. Jacob told Elon that he learned from the best, that Elon was the best, and that he's looking for a big close at the end of this investigation, like his dad used to. A lot of this episode was spent on Elon saying that Jacob actually did a good job on this case. Not that we saw that with our own eyes, but I guess all's well that ends well if they do end up nabbing the Impaler. Grayson started the episode in the stairwell. This is, he had flashbacks to being stabbed there. Obviously has some PTSD from that. Even though he was able to heal from that stabbing rather quickly, Leah ended up meeting him there. Leah telling him that he needs to map out the free clinic pronto because plans have changed and they want a shipment from there very quickly. Leah says that the first shipment is going to be tomorrow night, and that Grayson is the only resource at the free clinic, and it's a matter of life or death for him. We did actually see the free clinic, finally, at the end of this episode, when Grayson was there looking for a code, how to get in to get the blood. When he was caught by Eva, they met each other for the first time there. Eva wanted to know what he was looking for. She put in the code for him, but he was watching her do that. I do want to say Eva was a highlight of today's episode in her red dress, looking great. If I can't look at Lynette because she's dead, well, then I guess Eva has to be the eye candy for the straight guys that watch this show when they put her in some cute outfits. But anyway, we'll get back to Eva. She didn't really do too much today, though. Naomi, I guess, is just holding Ashley's hand. Naomi just goes to work with Ashley now like she doesn't have a job of her own. I mean, it's really ridiculous, honestly. I get that Naomi wants to protect Ashley and that Ashley still has to go to work, but Ashley doesn't have any sick time. She's a nurse. She has to have some sort of sick time. Use that for a while instead of going to work every damn day so that Naomi could do her own job and not follow you to work. But as ridiculous as they make this Naomi and Ashley friendship, I'm going to keep saying what I've been saying. I hope in the long run, somehow, some way, Naomi and Ashley end up together as a couple. If they're going to insist on keeping Ashley on this show, that is the only relationship for Ashley that I actually think can work. Because I still am not with the whole Ashley and Grayson coupling, but I don't see the show going that direction with Ashley and Naomi. They're gonna make us suffer with Ashley regardless. But yeah, Grayson and Ashley had some words today. Naomi was watching. I didn't really care. Marcel had a chat with Leah today. And Marcel actually did some real police work today. Because I guess he had been looking into information at the hospital, looking into anything abnormal after Nicole's computer was broken into, and he found some glitches in the system, like cameras were being turned off on purpose, like it was all deliberate. Leah was saying that she doesn't know anything about that, but she will look into it. But Marcel, when talking to Elon, said that he could tell that Leah was squirming and that she's the one that turned off the cameras. And Marcel and Elon are looking forward to taking down this operation, taking down the Impaler. They said that Jacob did a great job. And so it's all going to be going down at the warehouse in one of these next few episodes, it looks like. Martin and Smitty talked about Samantha and how she had that run-in with Chessie yesterday. Smitty went to go see Jacob, I think. And then Martin was talking about how, well, he was talking with Tyrell before Samantha came. Martin and Tyrell talked about Jessica, how they almost had sex that day. Tyrell saying it would have been his first time, but not Jessica's. I do wish we could have spent more time on Tyrell and Jessica, especially if Jessica's really going to be sent to that horrid college, UCLA, because that's where she's going to college, I guess. I don't know if that means she's going to be off the show. But if they're going to have young characters on this show, and you want to appeal to a younger audience, and I know this show had a pretty strong demo when it first started, but even though the viewership ratings have stayed pretty good, their demo has fallen. And I do think they could do a better job with these younger characters. You know, let's actually explore some romance for them. But this show struggles with romance overall. Samantha came home and complained about her run-in with Chessie, saying that Chessie already won, and she was kind of putting herself down. That's when Eva came in looking quite nice and talking to Samantha about her putting herself down and how she shouldn't do that. Eva said that she can get behind what the cotillion stands for because it means the community, and the community needs someone who is strong and has grit like Samantha does. Eva basically giving a speech that Samantha does belong at the cotillion. Tyrell said that the other girls don't know what it's like to make something out of nothing like he and Samantha do. So I do think that both speeches from Eva and Tyrell helped Samantha here. Martin then thanked Eva for the speech. And then Smitty came home. They talked about the Ballaclaires and Samantha almost quitting the cotillion. And then Samantha and Tyrell were getting along well, comforting each other as brother and sister before this cotillion. That was our big Friday cliffhanger, was Samantha and Tyrell having a sweet moment with Martin and Smitty. I do hope one day this show realizes what a cliffhanger is. I'm not going to talk too much about Trash and Nicole. They really are two of a kind these days. They talked about the cotillion. They talked about the run-in with Anastasia and Francesca yesterday. I really feel like Nicole was in too good of a mood here after that run-in with them yesterday, when she really did not do a good enough job of being the fixer when it came to Anastasia talking shit about a 17-year-old. But then as they kept talking about their sex talks, because that's about all Trash and Nicole can talk about, Ted interrupted. They didn't know if Ted heard them talking about Nicole daydreaming about him. But then Trash made some sort of public sex quip that scared Ted off. But at the end of the episode, Nick Ho was daydreaming about having sex with Ted again when they had another run-in. I said this during the watch long. I'll say it again here. Nicole's been on like almost every single episode for the past month or more, and yet I feel like her character is the most lost. Like, she's just everywhere. There is no true direction for her, especially when it comes to her love life. They threw her into this poorly written love triangle. Now they have her pining after Ted again. It's too much, and not in a good way. Eva started the episode with her dumb dad, Ted, because Ted said he wishes that Eva could have been a debutante and he could have been there for her ball. But they continued to just sweep under the rug how Ted, wanted Leslie to have an abortion, and that's why he hired Bill to get her the hell out of town. But we're supposed to forget about that, I guess. Eva talked about how her and Isaiah said the L word to each other, and Ted is worried about his own relationship with Chenise. He wants to see if they're on good ground. They shouldn't be because Ted fucked up with Chenise. But Ted decided to talk to Shanice's aunt Monica to see if Monica could set Chenise straight. Ted talked about the mistake he made before he got with Chenise, sleeping with Leslie. I don't feel like Ted got into the real reason that Chenise feels some kind of way, because Ted was being absolutely ridiculous in that episode with Leslie and taking Leslie's side over Chenise for no reason, for no good reason given. So then when Chenise and Monica talked, Monica was giving her some really piss poor advice. Chenise was giving her side of the story, how he took Leslie's side over her. Chenise got emotional. Monica said that Chenise could be overreacting. She's not. But that Chenise just doesn't want to get her heart hurt again. Chenise says that she saw the connection between Ted and Leslie, and she's having a hard time following her heart because of what her head is saying. Yes, Chenise, in this instant, you should follow your head. I hope she does. And I'll say this, I get that they're trying to, I guess, expound upon the Chenise character, giving her more layers. But I gotta say, I don't like how emotional they've made Chenise because of this Ted storyline. I actually think it's taken away from the character. And I guess the character can't always be, have this hard shell on the outside. But I think she was a more enjoyable character when that was the case. But that was today's Friday episode. The preview looks good, I must say, because we're actually going to have a real cotillion. We see the dancing and all. I don't know if it's going to be dramatic outside of some squabbles between the Bellaclaires and the Duprees, I guess. But we also get some outside scenes, it looks like. Or I couldn't tell if it was outside or at the warehouse. There's going to be shots fired, so we will have some real action for this sort of climax to the Impaler storyline, maybe. I don't know if the Impaler will actually be revealed yet or not. But it's good to see we're going to have some action. I also read something in the spoilers that really interested me. I don't want to get my hopes up for that, though. But I'll talk about that more on the Sunday preview for next week's episodes, which I'll probably actually record today. But yeah, I will see you all again Sunday for that preview.